Hey everybody, this is Devin Moon from the Nintendo Show. Just a little note about this episode. We are aware that the audio quality is definitely not great and not to the standards that we would like it to be. There's a lot of wobbling and weird voice artifacts and things like that. That's due to the software that we were using. So we are looking into it and definitely going to look at different programs or figuring out how to use this program. It's our first episode. It's our first time doing a distance kind of podcast, so sorry about that. We decided to put the episode up so you guys actually can listen to it. Let us know what you think about the quality of the show itself, not so much the sound. Hopefully we'll have that fixed by next week and just get it better and better for you guys. So that's it. Enjoy the show. Welcome everybody to the Nintendo Show. My name is Devin Moon and I will be your host today. And with me, as always, Trevor Payne. Hey Trev, how you doing?
Man, thank you. I am so freaking amped about this. So
yes,
we've been talking about this for a long time, and so it's going to be really cool to actually, I don't know, see something come from. Maybe it'll work out. You know?
Yeah, I'm feeling it. If you can't tell by our voices, we're pretty jazzed. I feel like a kid in a candy store or something. Very giddy is the word. Right? I feel very giddy right now. Anytime I'm talking to you about video games or anything, I feel giddy, Trev. That's all I know.
Giddy up.
So basically what the show is we're an all Nintendo podcast. We're all Nintendo. That's all we're going to be talking about. Think of us as like the old Beyond of Nintendo, I guess, that kind of vein. But we'll do our own kind of deal, own kind of spin on it.
Kind of our own spin. That'll be awesome. I'm quite excited. So
what else? Let's introduce, I guess, ourselves, right? As far as like games go and that kind of realm. So I've been into games for a long time, but I started off with a Sega Genesis, which is kind of a sick game to host a Nintendo podcast. But I
remember that. Dude, I remember.
It's the console wars. You had to pick. And I was a dumb kid, and I saw the blue hedgehog, and it got me. You know what I mean? And I picked wrong. I chose wrongly. That stupid meme with the guy from Indiana Jones. I chose wrongly.
You picked the wrong one.
I did.
No, but it was more edgy, like this. It seemed like that was like the cool hardcore console.
Yeah, it's all black. It's got better graphics. All this garbage, dude. It was
Mortal Kombat has blood.
Yeah, we weren't doing green or sweat or whatever.
Whatever was coming off.
Whatever was coming off that Nintendo you had. That was my thing. So I started with that, but as soon as I realized my error of my ways, I went straight to some Nintendo 64. That was my second console I owned. And then I skipped GameCube, went into Xbox, stayed in that territory for a while. But then around my 360 times, I was like, I need to go back to my Nintendo ways. So I got me a GameCube, got me a Wii, had a Wii U, and then, of course, the Switch. So I'm full aboard in all the 3D consoles. I'm a big Nintendo fan. Hey, I ain't a liar. I ain't a player. Although I'm a player too. I don't know. So yeah, that's my thing with video games as far as Nintendo goes. Had all the consoles as far as 64 onward. And I'm pretty young, like 30 years old, so it's not like I would have even remembered Mario that much. I remember playing it at like my great grandma's house, like our great grandma. Like I think she had like a Nintendo,
she had a NES.
NES, yeah,
it was awesome,
dude. Yes, I remembered like Duck Hunt and things like that, playing it on that thing. I remember like that kind of stuff.
12 of us in that room, packed back there.
Nasty tiny room.
Oh, it was awesome. It was great.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So that's my thing. Trev, what about you? What's your Nintendo world?
Heck yeah. Hey, I know you started out, on the wrong side, but it's not where you came from. It's where you end up, Just get real philosophical about it.
Thanks,
No, you got it, buddy. Yeah, so my name's Trevor. As far as like video games have always been a huge part of my life. It's been something that has always been a huge passion of mine. Growing up, my dad got me the Nintendo Entertainment System for Christmas one year. I think I was like 3 years old, so I don't think he bought it for me. I'm pretty sure he bought it for him and said it was me. I do remember though, like I would play that thing so much. I would sit there and like dance around and like, because I need to go to the restroom so bad, but I couldn't stop playing Mario, that mom would actually be like, all right, Trevor, you gotta stop. Anyways, so this was great. I love Nintendo. That's what I grew up on. And then I remember Super Nintendo came out and I was so freaking amped for the Super Nintendo. I remember seeing like in like magazines or different like TV commercials about the Super Nintendo, and I remember being like, oh, I want to get the new Super Nintendo, mom, dad, and whatever. And they're like, okay, well, you got to trade in your old NES. And I remember that being so hard to decide, like, that's what I was going to do.
Yeah, that's a heartbreaker.
It is, right? But of course, I want the new shiny, you know. But
you got it.
I think years later, I come to find out that my dad went and returned it to like a store years later, like after having it forever. So I think he's like, we got to trade it in, AK return, you know. So maybe they're a little bit more relaxed on that.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so just Super, then 64, obviously, and then from there it got kind of weird. My dad ended up getting me the Dreamcast. And so we went Dreamcast for a bit, which is real dope. I remember seeing the graphics on that and I was like, shoot, dude. That's
no. Yeah. Dreamcast. A few of my friends had the Dreamcast. That's a beauty. That's a sweet console right there.
It had a lot of good memories. Like that. Yeah. I don't know. Like it was short-lived.
Oh, very short. Yes.
Died a horrible death. But pretty cool.
Power Stone on that thing.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, I love Power Stone. Anyways.
Yeah, no. And so they went that, then went Xbox. And that's where I think you and I, because I remember when the Xbox came out, we got Halo. We would get together, our families, and just play it nonstop. Like our dads were crazy into it.
It was awesome. Excellent. Yeah.
Oh, it was fantastic. And so then obviously I was a huge Xbox fan. I ended up not ever getting the GameCube, which was kind of sad. Like I feel like I've been like this era of Nintendo. But basically what kind of went 360 and then this kind of more modern generation. It feels like I dabbled almost in everything. You know, I instead of locking myself to just one particular console, I feel like I like kind of dipping into each different ecosystem because they all have different cool games. But that being said, my all-time favorite system out of like this current generation is Nintendo Switch. It is just phenomenal. And I don't know if it's because there are like so many awesome, obviously, Nintendo games, but it's like every game is either getting re-released for the Switch, right?
Yeah.
Like it's kind of crazy. So it's like I feel like I'm getting to relive a lot of really cool old games that I haven't played for a long time, or like you know, with a fresh coat of paint. And there's something about being able to like take it with me and on a lunch break, you know, pull it out,
popping that bad boy out. Oh, dude, I'm with you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So that's games, dude. Like honestly, like consoles I've always loved, but handhelds are my everything. So every iteration of Game Boy, and I prefer playing a lot of handheld games.
That's awesome, dude. No, that's awesome. That's the complete opposite of me, though. I actually haven't gotten into handheld until the Switch. Like the Switch has changed my mind. But every time I played I have bought a DS, like I swear, like a 3DS, like 3 times, just because I'm like I gotta play some good games, right? And then I get it and I'm like, I hate this experience. I just hate handhelds. And so I'd return it and give them some game for ridiculous prices. Anyways, I don't know. I for some reason I've missed out on almost I have had several different handhelds, but I dropped them pretty quick. So I think I had the Advance.
Literally dropped them, or you got rid of them?
Well, might as well have. No, I just gave them to GameStop, you know.
Sure.
to get my sweet cash money.
The sweet 20% that's what you paid for or whatever.
Yeah, a bargain.
Yes.
Sweet
Oh,
deals over their games. It's a surprise that they're failing. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, for me, totally opposite. But Switch has changed my mind, and to be honest, it might actually be like I'm like you. I do have every console right now in this generation. I really love the PlayStation 4, especially
oh yeah.
exclusives. But man, when I play that Switch, I'm like, oh yes, I'm loving all this stuff. And like you said, like even the games that are like rehashes or whatever, some of those
Yeah.
I've never played. Like The Witcher 3, I've missed out, and I'm like, I'm down for some Witcher 3 on my Switch,
Yeah,
dude.
like even
Like
though it
those,
looks like it has a fresh coat of Vaseline, like
oh yeah,
all
yeah,
over it, but
definitely grease it up. But yeah.
more grease the better. That's what they always said, right?
Yeah, that's what Nintendo's saying. I do, but honestly, that's where I played Doom. That's where I play
Sure.
Wolfenstein, which is funny. Like I understand I have the better consoles. I can get Witcher 3 for like $20 maybe
I was
right
gonna
now.
say,
But
like
man,
real
yeah,
cheap. Yeah.
get that nice sheen and some stuttering, and I'm ready to go. Because for me, like the handheld is the only way I play the Switch nowadays. I'm like really reversed. It's crazy. And like big RPGs like that, man, like 100 hours things, that's
Oh
where
yeah.
handhelds for me. I'm like, that's where it really shines. Like I wish Persona 5 was on a handheld.
No kidding. Well, there
Like,
like were all
oh,
those
right.
rumors about Persona 5 coming, and I was so hoping because like I started playing it
Yeah,
on PS4, and
yeah,
it's just one of those games like there's those moments like the story is awesome, but
yeah,
then like honestly, I just want to grind. I just want to do the stuff while
yeah.
I'm doing something else or kicking back, hanging out in the living room with family or whatever. So
Yep,
like
yep.
I agree, like those big RPGs, it's nice having something a little bit more portable.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
Anyways,
the cool
yes.
thing is, at least you lean heavily or used to on like the console side of things.
Yeah,
Me, console, but mainly portable. Like I really like
yeah,
all the Game Boy stuff, so it'll be kind of cool. Go back and forth, have different opinions on this stuff, and
yeah. So I think we got our Nintendo representation.
mm,
Hopefully, yeah, I'm sure people are calling us out. Come on, guys. Really? Come
you
on.
gotta be kidding! You've never had a GameCube. You never had the what was it the Game Boy Advance camera adapter? Come on,
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
you scrub.
The stupid what was the the Game Boy that was super tiny?
Oh,
Remember that mini
Game
thing?
Boy the Game Boy Micro, you do
Micro.
not hate on the Micro, dude.
Dude, I'm not hating. I'm just saying. I saw that when I was a kid. I was totally down, but I don't know if
That's
I'm down these days.
we were at my dad's house the other day, and he actually still has his Micro because I got
Oh,
him a Micro
really?
a long time ago,
That's
and
awesome.
he whipped that thing out, dude. I wanna clarify, he whipped out the Micro, not
Yeah,
his Game
not
Boy
the
Micro.
thing.
Yeah,
The
not his thing.
Micro. Yeah.
And yeah, my kids were so just enthralled with it. Aiden couldn't stop playing it. He was like, "This is so cool, Dad." I'm like, "Dude, you have a Switch. You have your very own Switch." And he's like, "Dad, this is so rad."
That's
Anyways,
awesome. That's
and
cool.
he was playing Super Mario 3, which is on the
Oh,
Switch. So it was,
that's not bad.
just funny. Kids are awesome.
Yeah, that's funny. It's like the smaller the better sometimes. That's pretty
Yep,
cool. All
pretty
right,
neat.
let's do some news. Let's get into some stories, man. Let's get this rolling.
Yep, dude.
Uh,
I can't do the news. News
the
jingle.
little beepity beep beep beeps they
Yep,
do. So
absolutely.
we got four news stories. Yep.
For news.
So, four news is story number one. Nintendo turned 130 years old last Monday, September 23rd. So we're late to the birthday party. Sorry,
Oh,
Nintendo.
shoot. Sorry, if
Yeah,
we're a bad friend.
we're one of those awkward party guests or people that forget, and then they send like a message like weeks
On
later.
Facebook or whatever. They're
Yeah.
like, "Hey, bro, happy birthday!" So happy birthday, Nintendo.
Yep. Happy birthday. Sorry we didn't get you anything. We got you this podcast, so hopefully that's
Yes.
enough. The video game giant Nintendo has thrived and failed in many strange endeavors, including Hanafuda cards, some kind of playing
Yeah.
card, taxi services, food
What?
products, and love hotels. And eventually they became the video game company we know today. So there you go. That's a little history of their 130 years of stuff. They weren't doing video games the whole time, so that's fun.
Shoot, dude. All right, time out. So I
Yeah,
knew
man.
a couple of those things, but I don't even know what to say. A taxi service or a tax service?
a taxi service. Yeah,
Taxi.
taxi
Okay.
car, not a tax service, but that would be sweet. Getting your taxes done by
Yeah, get your
Nintendo.
taxes done.
There's like
There's just this guy Mario who shows up. He's like, "Hey, would you like your taxes done?"
Yeah, I think that
Woohoo.
Dude, I think that's Mario's next game.
Yeah, dude.
Tax collector or
Oh no,
tax
tax
services
collector is a whole
would be
nother
a different.
shoot.
That's probably a Waluigi game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But all right, cool. We'll go
Yeah,
Nintendo,
Love
man. Like the
Hotel,
fact
that's a
that
little
they've
weird. They had some
been
weird stuff.
around that long though is cool.
Pretty
Like,
impressive.
yeah, because I know they started out those Hanafuda cards, right? That was like a card
Yeah.
game kind of thing, whatever.
Yeah. And then, yeah, apparently I do remember what was I going to say. Yeah. Food products, they still kind of do that stuff now. I mean,
Yeah,
we had like an Amiibo cereal box, so that was fun.
that was pretty cool. I drank a can of One Up energy drink that I
Oh, did you?
think was expired because it was funky tasting. So I can't recommend that. Don't drink
Don't do the
Mario's energy juice.
doesn't work for everyone else, just Mario. Good for him.
Yes, just him.
So we got a fan question. So here's the thing. Remember, everyone, you can send in your questions into your favorite podcast or video game forums and we'll repurpose them for this show because literally there's no listeners. Like, this is our first episode. So
this is kind of just for us right now.
Yeah, I expect we won't have any new listeners that will stay for a while, for a little bit, especially ones that maybe don't want to comment, or I don't know. If you want to comment, please leave a comment. We'll come up with like an email that you can actually do it. Yeah. Or you can leave comments on iTunes, Spotify, all that crap. Or we'll probably put it on YouTube.
Mail a letter to my home. Here's my address. No.
Here's this. Please don't come and swat us or whatever you wild kids are doing. So here's a fan question. Matthew from Beyond Episode 20 asks, in honor of Nintendo's 130th birthday, could you guys create a top 5 list of your favorite games from 5 different consoles? For example, one game from the NES, Super NES, 64, GameCube, Wii, etc. Or you can do handhelds. So one game from each console to make like a top 5.
Dude, I like that. Okay.
I'll give you. I mean,
are we going to do individual lists, or are we going to like tag team this thing?
Let's tag team it, just because
it
seems like it will be easier for us to do it because we're just I threw it at you.
Okay.
So let's go. I'm going to start with Let's start with Nintendo 64.
Let's do it.
What would you put on this bad boy, dude? What for me, it's between 2, and it's a rough ride.
All right, let's hear this. Let's go on this ride.
So it's got to be Zelda, like
obviously.
Ocarina. Is it Ocarina or Ocarina?
I always say Ocarina, but I think I'm right.
I think you're right. No, dude. I think
growing up, I always said Ocarina, and
so
it just sounds
when I said it felt wrong. So I'm going to go with you, Ocarina of Time. So this is a classic. It's hard to beat, but the only game that I could think that could beat it is maybe Mario 64, which is also pretty amazing. So is there something else you would put on this list for 64?
No. So like those are actually the 2 that I would have said by far. I never played. Wow, man. I shouldn't even say this. I'm outing myself at this point.
Yeah,
I've never played Majora's Mask.
Okay, so I have a little bit on the 3DS when I had it, and then I gave it away. It was okay. It's not well, and I played it as a kid, and it sucked as a child. I am telling you, playing that game as a child was a misery. Because you're stupid, dude. You don't know what's going on.
No,
all you know is the moon is falling on you, and time stops, and you die over and over again. And you're like, I don't know how to stop that moon from falling on my head. This game blows. And so, like, as a kid, that was never, like, it was just so obtuse that I could not understand that game. So, I don't know. For me.
All right, cool. Well, I don't feel too bad.
Yeah, I don't feel bad at Majora.
I don't know, dude. Like, but I feel like nowadays, so many people are like, "Oh, dude, it was always the best," and I love it. It's the scarier, the more deeper, more hardcore. Yeah, like, and so I want to get back to it. Like, I want to go. I actually have it on the 3DS as well, and I've tried a little bit into it. I just can't get into it.
Yeah.
But I would say Ocarina of Time, hands down, even over Mario 64.
Okay.
That game just blew my mind. have so many fond memories of that game,
Yeah.
and I still, when I go back and play through that game, it brings back those awesome memories of when I was a kid playing through it.
Yeah.
And it just, I don't know, because I loved Zelda before that, like
Yeah.
A Link to the Past and whatnot, but
Mhm.
that is the game that I was just like, shoot, dude, video games are
Yeah.
real cool.
Yeah. That was a game changer for me too. Like, I remember that game, like, once I played that game, that's when I really felt like I loved games.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
I played Sonic and all those games on and all those crappy other Sega games that weren't Sonic. There were some good ones, but,
No,
like,
there's a handful.
yeah, there's a handful, very few. You can find them on the Sega Mini.
Yeah, there you
But
go.
once I got past that, once I had a 64 and this was the game I played, like, I loved Mario 64. It was really fun, but it was a Mario game for the most part. I mean, it was cool the way that they made him move through the world. It was a whole new experience, obviously. Stretching his face, seeing that, for the first time.
It's got
Like,
way
all
too
these,
much
like,
time to it.
silly 3D things that you're like, "Oh my gosh, it's blowing my mind."
Right?
That Yeah, but Zelda took it to the next level. That was where I was like, "Oh, there's a story on this thing. It's expansive." Like, when you go into Hyrule Field nowadays, yeah, it feels like a joke. Like,
Yeah.
it's barely 10 feet, but riding the horse and stuff, like, everything. Yeah, I love that game, dude. I'm down. I'm down.
Okay.
64 it is. All right.
That is our game. That
Game on
I
that
couldn't
one.
agree more.
Okay.
I worthy. Okay. My
You
one gripe with starting with the 64 is the Super Nintendo is one of my favorite
No,
consoles
you
of all
go.
time.
You go. You do Super Nintendo. Yeah, you
Okay.
go.
I'm gonna go back in time.
Okay.
Travel with me.
Wait,
Yeah.
world.
Yeah, there we go. So Super Nintendo is like, I don't know, one of my favorite systems ever. There's so many good games. I am so happy that they came out with the Super Nintendo games on Switch. They stand the test of time, especially with that art style, where even a lot of the Nintendo 64 3D stuff hasn't really held up as well.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. I mean, real quick, do you have any like that you just love?
This is one that I'm revisiting with, like, this coming on the Switch. I just barely started. Well, I played Mario World. I would say Mario World would be in there. I would say Yoshi's Island 2. It's a weird name.
Yeah,
Yoshi's Island 2.
Yoshi's Story? Oh yeah, no. Yoshi's Story is 64, huh?
Yeah, Yoshi Island 2 something something something. The one with
Yep.
Mario and the baby. That
Yeah,
one I
and the
think is
baby.
pretty good. And I've tried Link to the Past, but I haven't actually gotten very far as that game goes. So as far as this whole system is, I'm not like the best experience. I do know what the people would consider the best for the most part. So
Cool.
you hit it
Solid.
up. What
Okay.
are you thinking?
For me, so obviously, like Super Mario World is fantastic. This one's kind of a cheat, but like All Stars is amazing because it's just a recollection or whatever. They do look better though. I remember seeing that.
No,
and
it does. Yeah,
cool.
yeah. I think World has the best art style by far
it really does.
as far as those other ones go. Although 3 has been, when I play Mario Maker 2, sometimes I get a hankering for 3. But yeah, World's the best.
Get a craving. But for me, I think my top 2, and I know like not everybody is super into the Mega Man games, like Mega Man X.
Oh, dude.
So Mega Man X, X2, and
X3. Some Mega Man guy here.
Oh my gosh, I love me some Mega Man. And there's something about like upgrading the suit and doing different paths and getting your energy tanks. And so the X collection, like those X games are amazing. Or Super Metroid. Which
there you go.
I love as well. So I'm honestly leaning towards more Metroid if I were to pick one. So that's my pick.
Mega
Super
Man
Metroid.
Mega Man's like Mega Man 2 and stuff. That was all NES, right? Not Super Nintendo.
Yeah. So there's Mega Man.
Mega Man 2.
Mega Man 7 came out on Super. And it like everybody's like, oh dude, this game's hot trash or whatever. I still liked it, but the X games, not the Sport X games, the Mega Man X games.
Yes. Okay. For me, just because I know Metroid, I would say Metroid. However, I'm fine with some Mega Man. Just because, Metroid. Well, will Metroid have another place? It might. I don't know.
Oh shoot!
It might if it's on the GameCube. Okay.
Anyway. All right. We're gonna say, let's say Mega Man, because like you know what? Let's go Mega Man. I feel good about that. Confident Mega Man X.
Okay. All right, beauty, beauty.
Okay.
Okay, we did it. SNES 64. Let's run into.
Should we run into the cube, or do we want to jump to the?
Well, I guess we're going down the line now. So let's go
Yeah,
cube.
let's do cube. We'll do cube, and then we'll do Wii's, including maybe Wii U, and then Switch, and that'll be our 5.
That. Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Okay. Cube Land. Man. It's got to be Metroid Prime. I think
those
the first
really
one.
cool.
Or we could do. I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan of Twilight Princess. Oh no. I know what it is for me.
Oh shoot. Okay.
Wind Waker. It's Wind Waker.
Dude, okay. Yep. Hands down.
I'm sorry.
I never had a GameCube, but I had a friend that had one, and we would play so much Wind Waker together. That game is phenomenal. Yeah. This is going to turn into like a Zelda list, I feel.
It really is, sadly.
Is it? Like, I think maybe we're just Zelda fanboys.
Yeah, it might be, sadly. But dude, Wind Waker, listen, I love Metroid Prime. I feel bad about it if we have too many Zelda, but it's there. You all know what's there, right?
Dude, of course. And Sunshine, not my favorite game. It was okay. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's good. But if we were, so at the time for the exclusive that I was dying to play was Resident Evil 4.
And that's what I would say also. Resident Evil 4, dude, is so good. That game.
Oh my gosh. Right, it was so scary at the time, and I just remember it being so incredibly good. Like, that was the reason I would have bought a GameCube if I had the financial
means
ability at the age of 16 or whatever age I was.
Yeah, definitely. But it almost was better on the Wii though with the pointer controls. But yeah, dude,
and it's also better on the Switch now. So I think we should go with what it was exclusively on that console.
Well, but also the sad thing is, I would say Wind Waker is probably better on the Wii U, and that's where I really experienced it.
That's true. That's true.
I'm like,
Well, I say we just give it to Wind Waker because that's what it came out on, and I think there's going to be other awesome games on the Wii and the Wii U. So.
Okay, all right.
And you know what, Dev?
Yeah,
this is our list.
It's our list. You shut up, all of you. We've had it with you. I'm sorry. List. Actually, I'm sorry. I said shut up.
No, we need as many people to listen to this game.
Seems a little intense, but really,
got heated. Anyways, hey, so Super Nintendo, we got Mega Man X.
Yes,
Mega Man X. Got 64.
Ocarina. Wind Waker. It's felt a little one-sided. We'll switch it up here. I feel like there's not going to be a Zelda game on the Wii.
I concur.
Unless you really loved.
Don't say it.
I can't even Twilight Princess. Oh, dude. I'm sorry. Becoming a wolf kind of ruined that game for me.
Yeah. Also, it wasn't the best. I'm glad I was very descriptive there.
Thanks for that insight, Trev. Yeah, also not the best.
Hey, they did have Skyward Sword, which also...
Oh, yes.
All right.
Listen, homeboy, did you hate Skyward Sword as much as everyone else hates it?
No.
I don't hate it that much.
No, I like that's...
It was given Skyward Sword. Just to piss people off.
Just to make people... No, because like people hate that game, and I don't remember hating it. I remember there's things about it that I was frustrated with. Like the tutorial was like 20 hours long, and they have to tell you every time you pick up a rupee, like how much it's worth. And I'm like, bro, I got this. And then the motion stuff, like as like gimmicky as it was, like it was novel. Like I remember being like, this is kind of dope, but obviously it's not working very well.
Dude, it was the best of the time. Like, like a lot of the motion controls didn't work very well on the Wii, unless, like, I mean, there was a few, but for what it was doing, I was like, I feel like once you got that plus on there, you really felt it. If you didn't have the plus, not so hot. But yeah, I don't hate it as much. Like, I think the temples were the best. I think the overworld blew. I mean, it wasn't great.
I agree.
It was clouds. And that's not very exciting, but it's okay.
That's true. But you know what? The art style I thought was kind of cool. That like watercolor.
Yeah, painting. Watercolor. I wish it was a little brighter, but like less pastel-y. But I kind of like it still. I wish it was.
If they did I think like if they've remade like every other Zelda, we might as well do another one.
Might as well do
I want this one to get redone. I want them to, like, obviously at the time the horsepower of the Wii just couldn't really do much with it. So I
Yeah.
think if we had it like in HD, they're able to maybe saturate the colors a little bit more.
Yeah.
Make it so you don't have to use motion, which I know is a big part of that game, but I
Yeah.
mean, they can
But
map everything
give it
to a
an
button.
option, and then maybe get rid of the dumb tutorial stuff. We get you.
Yep. Yeah, it's like,
Whatever.
yeah, bro. I know a rupee is a ropey. Anyways, okay,
Definitely
all right,
no.
our
Okay.
game. Let's
Yes.
see. Sorry,
Let's get
getting
into it.
sidetracked.
Sorry. Woo, Zelda.
Devin, has it? Obviously, we have not chatted for a while, so this has been like nice and therapeutic.
Yeah, it's very.
So tangent after tangent. But anyways, our Wii game.
Dude, Galaxy. No,
Dude,
do not do this. Do not do this. You're gonna put Wii Sports on this?
Wii Sports Resort, bro.
Free game? Oh, dude. I'm sorry.
No, definitely not.
I understand it's fun. Grandmas and grandpas around the world were breaking their hips over this thing. But we
are not putting that on our list.
There's more than that. I mean,
Dude,
not
Galaxy,
much more, but there's some. Galaxy, dude. Galaxy 2 with Yosh.
Oh boy. Yeah. You gotta get that Yosh, dude.
Dude, I love Galaxy. That was one of my favorite 3D Mario games. I really dug it. But what else is there that we could put on this thing? So Wii U's in this list, right? On the mix.
Yeah, I guess Wii U will be in, like Mario Maker then for me.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
I love that game. I suck at making levels. I would try and it was fun, but like playing other people's and especially like people that were like streaming or whatnot, or they did like, I think there's like a whole website you could go to get like the codes to whatever game or whatever level they created. It was a terrible system, but
it's very Nintendo, very Nintendo on the
they're
online.
top notch when it comes to this whole internet thing. Once this fad runs its course, they'll be like,
they'll get there. They're at least 20 years behind, but we'll find them.
Oh, man.
Dude, but yeah, Mario Maker. My only problem is I have 2 fresh in my brain, and that bad boy is better.
Yeah,
it's better.
I agree.
But it's hard to go, but that's unfair. It's unfair to go back and be like, yeah, well, your sequel's better. You suck. Splatoon, right? I love Splatoon. Just as an honorable mention, I like Splatoon.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Because it did come out on Wii U. Splatoon was great.
Captain Toad was good, but definitely shouldn't be in the game.
Yeah, it was
a cute little time. Yeah, neat is the right word for that, Trev.
Could we instead just say the virtual console? Could we just be like, that's our favorite game,
bro? Yeah,
like honestly, that was probably my favorite thing about the Wii and the Wii U. Like, cause I had both of those and they were great.
Okay,
but having
it seems like a cheat, but I think we should. We should.
Right? Is that cheating?
No, it's not cheating. It's our list again.
It's our list. So it's either so it's going to be virtual console. With the honorable mention to
Mario Maker and Galaxy.
Or Galaxy Odyssey is the new one.
Galaxy 1 or 2 and Mario Maker, but the winner is virtual console.
Virtual console. I felt like that's what I did the most on my Wii was play old games.
I think you're right. My heart warms when you say that. Like it burns. The bosom burns, Trev. Last but not least,
this podcast where we specifically said no bosoms. All right.
I'm sorry. Put them bosoms away. Switch.
Okay. All right. We're on Switch now.
We're on Switch. I think this is number 5.
Okay.
Switch.
I feel like there's way too many games that I think I need to make a top 20 list.
In the last year, in the last month, there's already been enough games for me to be worried. Dude, there's a lot.
Dude, it's gross how many awesome games. But like, all right, what is your gut say?
Right?
Yeah.
It's hard. I can't. Another Zelda game?
Well, no, like that's the thing though. Like it's like I think that just speaks to how amazing those Zelda games are. Like especially this one with Breath of the Wild, it changed so much. And obviously, I don't think 100% for the better. There's things that I think that they maybe need to go back to the drawing board, but overall, it was just amazing. And that's one
so refreshing, dude. Like
oh my gosh,
being able to it was unlike any other open world game at the time, and even now for the most part, because the map, like you created the map. The game didn't make the map for you. Does that make sense? Like you went up
Yeah.
to the tower, right? But you looked at a spot and you pressed, you were like, I want to see what that is. And then you put markers all over your maps and you were creating the world, right? You were making your own world rather than like before then, it was just like, hey, go here, right?
Yeah,
Like
and it was
here's the
very
big glowing
honestly kind of
spire.
linear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yes, it was open world, but it was linear. And it's weird that that's how it used to be, and things are changing. But like, oh, that was, and it made me feel like a kid again. Like when I played that game, it made me feel like when I was playing Ocarina, like just broad, big, like climbing everything was crazy. Like in a like
Dude,
it makes no logical sense, obviously, but like it feels good. Like it just is amazing.
yep.
Uh,
So I agree with you 110% on that, because there was something about like, okay, I'm gonna climb this mountain. I think the climbing is probably the thing that I love the most about that game,
yeah,
because
yeah,
it opened it up for this just crazy exploration and like the climbing and the gliding and all that stuff. But
yeah,
you would like climb this mountain, you'd find this shrine that's tucked away, and you'd like solve its puzzle, and that was rewarding in itself. But then you step out and
yeah.
you're looking over like the horizon, and you see like three different things that you're like, oh shoot, I could go there, there, or I could go over. And then you pulled the map and you're like just pinging all the different little areas that you want to visit soon or whatever. And
Yeah.
it was just so cool. And you'd run into just the most random, cool, neat things. That game,
Yeah.
I don't
The
have a
only
hard
thing
time
that
saying it's one of my favorite games of all time.
it really is up there. And dude, if Breath of the Wild 2 like learns, so my real problem is like dungeons
Yeah,
are
that's what I was going to say
are
too.
really nothing. Like
Yep.
literally nothing. Like when you play the 4 divine beast,
The
they are
Guardians,
they're a
Divine Beast or
joke.
whatever.
Like they are so easy to figure out. Like each one took me 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's just a bummer. Like it's cool, like these giant beasts that you go into. It's a cool idea, but when you're in it, you're like, it
It
felt
felt,
so
it felt kind of
it
samey, like it, like
yeah, same
other Zelda games,
stonework.
yeah, like you'd have
Yeah,
like the water temple and the fire temple or
yeah.
whatever. So everything would look very different. And
Gray stone with blue all over it is what we're
and
kind
then
of
the
looking at.
bosses always shoot, are we spoiling this? No, I'm just kidding. But like
Dude,
all
I
the
can't even
bosses weren't that
describe the
unique.
bosses. Yeah, I can't
No,
even
like
describe them.
they
One
were,
has a bigger arm, one has a bigger head, one has a bigger leg. I don't know. I just
and
know
together
they're
they make Voltron.
they sure do.
Yep.
And they got a
It's
bosom, they
amazing.
got a burning bosom.
Yeah.
It's it's a real problem. I am fine with the game as the world. Like the world is perfect. It's just like, and like the physics and all that, like those were new for Zelda, and that's really cool. It's, and like the characters you meet were still quirky and cool. It's just when you go into those things, you're like, man, I miss like a dungeon, and like, yeah, like you
Yep.
said, like something's visually interesting or different about this other than just the place that it's in. And it's just
Yep.
yeah, and really here's what it feels like. So in Halo 3, I know it's a Nintendo thing, but in Halo 3 they introduced that giant big metal or like a scarab, right?
The scarabs,
You would
right?
see the scarabs and you're like, dude, I can get in that scarab. So you get
Yeah.
up in the scarab and you're like, okay, it's not very big up here. And and that's it. That's literally, it was felt like the rooms in that game felt like the size of a scarab, and it's just not
Right.
my thing.
I agree. I think
Like,
it shined in its just element of discovery when you're out in the
yeah,
world, and
yeah,
then also in the shrines. Like the
yeah,
shrines were
shrines
cool. Like I
were
thought they were so
decent.
rad.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Especially because there was just so many of them. So like, and
Yeah,
there's sometimes I was just like, oh my gosh, that was so creative and cool.
yeah. Is there
But
any, have we talked
that being
ourselves out of it, or what do you think?
no, I think
Yeah.
that being said, obviously we know that it is Arms is going to be our
Yes. Well, I mean, it was, I mean, Zelda was a close second. I know
close
we
second
talked
to
about
Arms,
it for
right?
at least 20 minutes, but it is a close second.
Close
So
second.
Arms, thank you for coming.
Well, the show's going to end real quick.
Dude, I bought that game,
Me
and I don't
too.
know why I did.
And I
Same
sold
with
it
one,
real
two,
fast.
three Switch, and I don't know what I did. That
No, I'm with
uh,
you. Well, I think are there any other like
like,
for
I mean, there's
me, I
honorable
think that's
things.
the game, but like let's talk about just like a few other like Switch highlights. I know
Uh,
I've seen you've been playing a lot of Fire Emblem. Like, is that
okay. So
how do
Fire
you
Emblem
feel about it?
actually. Oh my gosh, you were right, dude. I might think Three Houses might be a close second. At least I don't know. For me, I like the gameplay and the story of it. It's very like Persona esque, but I really and I enjoy that. Like, hey, let's talk and get to know each other and have tea, and then let's go kill some people. Like that.
Yeah,
It's just a really fun game. I don't know. Like, it makes no sense that that would be fun or interesting at all. But you really like grow to love the characters, and the story takes some fun twist. I think it's a good one. I don't know, dude. It's really up there.
like
I don't
I'm
know.
with you. I love the Fire Emblem games. I kind of got into them on the 3DS quite a bit, and
Yeah.
this is so fun. Like, there's elements that I kind of miss about the 3DS
Mhm.
games, but
Yeah.
this one is so good. Like, as far as
Yeah.
like the story's super cool. I love getting to know each character as you're going through the game.
Yeah.
I also just love turn-based strategy games, like, take
Yeah.
like set up your army and how different characters interact when they stand next to each other and make an attack and things like that. I like the slow pace of that, and it's
Mm.
perfect on a portable device that you can take with you
Yeah.
and crank out a couple turns and then power it off and or put it to sleep and then pick it up later. So
Yeah.
that game's fantastic.
Dude, like
I agree.
Mario, like there's also on that same tangent, you got Mario and Rabbids, also a good strategy
Yeah,
game. You
that one
got
was surprisingly good for not being
yeah,
made by Nintendo. Like, that was cool.
just a random one out of nowhere. I hear Astral Chain's really good. I haven't checked that one out yet. Link's Awakening, I'm really loving that game. This is like my really first top-down Zelda, and I'm really liking it. Except that it stutters like a
Yeah, that's
crazy
weird. But
horse.
I
Yeah.
mean, like, I can get over a little stuttering,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the game seems really cool. I'm still early into that game as well, so I
Yeah. I'm
can't
getting late.
definitively say it's amazing or not.
Yeah, I'm getting later into it, and the more I play it, the more I'm really enjoying it. But yeah, Mario Maker 2, obviously, and Odyssey, all good games. But I think Zelda, dude. I think you're right, man. Is there anything else you can think of on that?
Um, I mean, like, Mario Odyssey was incredible. It's a Wii U game, but Mario Kart 8, I've played so much of that.
Dude,
It's
right? It's
ridiculous.
super good. Yeah. That's the
Mario
best.
Maker's great.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like, I think honestly, like, the shining star of the Switch are
Yeah.
all the indies that are coming out for it.
Oh, dude, you're right. There's some
Like,
freaking good indies.
every week every
Uh,
week there's
my
like
favorite
4 new games.
I know, it's insane. There's way too many. My favorite's Celeste. I'm a big
Oh,
fan of
Celeste was
Celeste.
so good.
Dude, so good.
And that, I know it's because that's not exclusive, right?
No, no,
That's
yeah.
on other platforms.
Yeah,
Still
sadly.
fantastic game. And honestly, there's games to come as well. Like,
Yeah,
I will probably talk at some point about like our excited upcoming games. But yeah, I would
yeah,
say
definitely.
I think we should lean Breath of the Wild for
Yeah,
sure.
Breath of the Wild. Yep, we've done it, everybody. We made a Zelda list. Our top Zelda's coming up
Yeah.
soon.
We could have just been like, hey, it was a Link to the Past on Super. It was,
Yeah.
but
Let's
all
go down
right,
the
so let's
line.
run down our list then.
Okay. We got X, Mega Man X,
Okay.
SNES, Nintendo 64, Ocarina of Time. GameCube was Wind Waker.
Wind Waker.
Yeah. Although Resident Evil 4 seemed like it was in our hearts. Number 4, Virtual Console.
So
You heard that
stupid,
right.
I love it.
And number 5 was I can't even Zelda Breath of the Wild. There it is, y'all. That is
Okay.
our top. That's our top 5 on one. Well, top 1 of 5 different consoles. So thank you, Matthew, for the
Yeah.
question.
Thank
dude.
you, Matthew, for writing into a different podcast, and then we take the question and
Yes,
put it into our podcast.
very, very kind. And you probably didn't think he was helping us, but you sure helped out a lot today.
You know what?
Uh,
He's a special spirit, that
Yeah.
Matthew. His name's
He's a
Matthew, right?
he's a special, Matthew, very special man, or woman. I doubt it's a woman.
Hey,
But,
you know what? You never know.
number 2 Mario Kart Tour has become Nintendo's most successful and potentially most divisive phone game to date. The game has been downloaded an estimated 20 million times within the first 24 hours. In one day, almost eclipsing the second highest selling Mario Kart game to date, Mario Kart DS, which sold 23.6 million games. Sadly, the game's reputation has seemed to be marred due to the ever so common gotcha mechanics seen in phone games today. Anyways, have you played this?
Yes, so I am one of those people that contributed to that number. I don't know if you were a part of that.
I also contributed, but I didn't. I played for like 2 seconds and then I realized my phone is not going to do this very well. I have an iPhone 6.
Oh, shoot, dude.
Yeah, 6, maybe 6S.
When you take pictures, do you have to take the pictures out and you shake them around like Polaroid? Is that how it works?
You do. You get the film roll and you kind of roll it up into the iPhone screen.
Nice. Okay, cool.
It's pretty chunky. It's like the size of a board game case. It's pretty fun.
Nah, you're good, dude.
My phone's gone long. It's gone a long way. No, yeah, when I played it, I tried to do a left turn and a right turn, and I was like, this ain't working. Not very well, at least.
To be honest, that might not be your fault. Like, I know you're on like an ancient device.
That's a bad news. Okay, so that's Nintendo, huh? Cool.
Yeah. So their whole mobile thing, like there's things I love about it, and there's things I just really am like, this does not feel like the same Nintendo, you know?
There's a lot to hate about it, to be honest. Like, at least the ones that I played, they're fine. They're fine. They're bare minimum of, they're not Nintendo quality, at least not in my opinion.
No, and they look beautiful. Like, honestly, that game,
fine.
when it's running, I'm like, holy cow, like, this is Mario on the phone, you know? But the thing is like, the controls just seem weird, and I don't know. I'm like, I don't even know how to describe it. It honestly, it controls like junk, and I'm not a huge fan.
It's like weird floaty. It's like floaty. I don't know. It's like you feel like you are turning it, but it's not really reacting at all to what you're doing. It's very strange. At least a little bit I played, and I was like, I can't even get through these rings, dude. I don't know how I'm going to be playing against people in this thing.
No, it's rough. And honestly, you can just let it go, and it will never drive off of the course. It'll just stay along the course. And there's been multiple times I just let it go, and I finish in third or fourth or whatever. And so it honestly, like, I think there's part of it. Like, I had moments of fun. I was like, this is neat. I saw cool characters that I love, but I honestly kind of disappointed in it, especially with how they're monetizing on this game.
Yeah, very strange.
I don't get it, man. Like, isn't
it? It said, I think they said that was like $5. They have like a $5 subscription thing in there, which is very strange.
Sub for $5 a month, and that unlocks like the 200cc, and then you get to play as like Mario. So it's a Mario Kart game where you don't get to play as Mario unless you subscribe to $5 a month.
Which is ridiculous because Apple Arcade just came out for $5 a month.
Yeah, and
I've heard it's amazing. Good. Yeah, like play amazing games. It's weird that all these people are trying to do subscription services, but they're like eating into each other's freaking meals, dude. Like you can't have all these out here and be like, well, this one has like tons of games for the same price, homie. I'm not going to pay you $5 for your. Like, they're just hurting you. They're just hurting each other. It's
crazy because, like, I completely agree. And the thing is, like, I do play a decent amount of games on my phone, you know, for when I'm pooping or, you know, on a lunch break or, you know, how it is. But, like, there's nothing like a good poop while playing Mario Kart, right? But with it, I just don't understand, like, the monetization because, like, you can go buy the all-out Mario Kart 8 Ultimate Super Duper Edition, whatever, you know, for $60. And in this, like, there's like these packs that you unlock. There's one that's like $70, I think, and then you're still not guaranteed to get the characters that you want, all the stages. So,
like if you pay $70, you're not guaranteed to get Mario, right? Because he's only in the subscription fee?
I think he's only in the subscription part of it. So you would have to pay a bunch of money to unlock characters. And then also on each stage, it's not a guarantee that you get to drive as that character. They only have certain ones that you can play per character or per level. It's really weird. I don't like
Oh,
that, and I am okay with throwing a few bucks here and there to
oh
developers to
yeah,
make these mobile
yeah,
games, because
yeah.
if I'm having fun, I'm like, yeah, of course, I'll throw some money your way.
Oh yeah, here's a
This
question
this feels
from just
gross.
to add into that. 6CH6 Iris 6 from Nintendo Life commented, "How am I too stupid to or too intelligent to understand why people think you can properly play a game without spending money? Should video games have some price to entry or shouldn't video games have some price to entry?" And basically that's what you're saying when you're willing to throw out a few bucks, right? Or
Yeah,
whatever it may
absolutely.
be.
Like,
Yeah.
my thing is, like, if I'm getting some enjoyment out of it, someone obviously put forth hard work to
Yeah.
make that product. Like, I don't have a issue throwing a few bucks because I'm like, hey, it's like almost like a tip jar, when you go to the,
Yeah.
the restaurant or wherever, is saying like, hey, thank you. This game was awesome. You did a
Yeah.
really good job. I struggle tipping or giving money to something that has such a weird
Bogus
monetization
thing going
schedule.
on. Yeah.
Yeah, and $5 a month, that's more expensive than the Nintendo Switch Online service, which you get all those retro
Yeah,
games to
all those
play.
retro games.
Not that
It's
it's a
such
great service, but
No,
like,
it's definitely not, but, like, you get Tetris 99 for free from that.
which that's worth it right there, dude. That game's
Which
dope.
dude, that game's dope. Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah, I don't understand, it's so weird, and I think phone games just have this reputation, or it's just the norm, that it has this weird monetization. Like, people want their games for free or expect them to be free, and then the monetization is wacky, like crazy. Like, there's 3 different forms of way that you can pay for this through diamonds or
Mhm.
rubies or blah, blah, blah coins. It's just ridiculous that it's like they're trying to confuse you as much as possible to get like these possibly lottery type system. It's just such a
Sure.
joke.
Well,
And it's just gross for Nintendo, at least for me.
it
Uh,
does feel gross for
yeah.
Nintendo, and the sad thing is like with Mario Run, they
Dude.
originally launched it as, "Hey, $10 game, you buy it
Yeah.
10 bucks, you have the game,"
Yeah.
and that didn't do well for them. I don't think it's necessarily because of the monetization, I think it's because that game wasn't super great,
No,
but
exactly. Yeah.
I just felt like they learned the wrong lesson from that
Uh-huh.
because I don't know, like, it seems
Yeah.
weird. I'm not a big fan of how they're doing Mario Kart.
Well,
Um,
yeah,
yeah.
and it's just strange because a lot of people, when they bring up that point about Mario Run, they usually say they learned the lesson that you need to do monetization this way, right? Which is,
Mhm.
I think, what you're going at. It's better that they probably should have learned the lesson that your game wasn't perfect, guys. Like, it was a fine game, but it wasn't Mario standards, definitely not. Like, it was a
Definitely
fun
not.
Mario game, but it was nowhere near what it could be. And if you made a Mario game that everyone could play, that played like a Mario game on the Switch, if possible, like, if that is possible, I don't know if it is, but if it is, dude, people will buy your freaking game. Mario
Yeah.
is a high seller. Mario Kart sells tons,
Yeah.
tons. It's just a joke. If you made a good Mario Kart game and just asked for, $10 or something, or whatever, 15 bucks, 20 bucks, whatever, we would pay it, especially gamers. They'd be totally down for it. Or you could do
Yeah.
like Mario Run, where it was free for a little bit, get your hooks in you, and then pay the 10.
Yep,
But
give you
anyway,
like a trial portion or
yeah.
whatever. But like the crappy thing is that this game's gonna probably make tons of money because
Tons
you'll
of
have
bank.
those wells,
Yeah.
those people that have tons of money that are just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
sure, I'll give you the. I want to lock every guy, so I spent
Yeah.
$400.
Yeah, you're like, "I have thousands of bucks to spend on this crap
Yeah,
game." I don't know who
so
these people are, but I don't know if I wanna meet them, but it's pretty impressive. Like,
yes,
it's pretty
it's way to
impressive.
go. My
You
hat's
have
off
an
to you,
you have
sir.
an addiction.
Yes.
You might wanna see a doctor. So yeah, I don't that's how I'm feeling on that thing, man. I
Yep.
played it, I was like, "I don't think I'm into this," and then when you get the gotcha, I'm like, "I'm definitely not in," and so, yeah, I'll probably be getting that off my sweet iPhone 6S. Just gotta just throw it on the ground. I think that's how you delete things back
Yeah, that's how you
then.
remove the
You
apps.
remove the item, put
Yeah.
it in water, right?
You just gotta fill it up. If your phone's out of battery, you fill it up with gas.
Just, yeah, out of battery, put it in gas. Um, so
Cool. Yep.
number
Anyways, yeah, I think our consensus on that is that it's not
boo.
necessarily what we're looking from or for from
Yes,
Nintendo. It's
Nintendo.
But
Try
hey,
something new.
you know what? We have the Switch.
We have the Switch. Yeah, that's true. We have our place for portability, so it's not a big deal.
exactly.
Let's stick with the Switch. Number 3, Switch Lite news. The Switch Lite has had somewhat of a rough start. Nintendo share prices have taken a hit following reports that Nintendo's newest handheld underperformed in Japan. The Switch Lite sold roughly 150,000 consoles in its first 3 days, down by half of the expected 300,000 consoles forecasted by Citi. Also, the 2019 Driftgate, that's what I'm calling it, continues as several disgruntled gamers had uploaded video showcasing their Switch Lite suffering from the dreaded Joy-Con drift.
Oh, shoot. Spooky.
Yeah.
Just in time for Halloween.
It's creepy. Watch out. So first off, what are our thoughts on? So have you bought a new Switch Lite? I know this is usually your thing to buy the newest. Have you gotten a Switch Lite yet, Trev?
You know me too well. So I almost did the other day. I almost did. So I had it pre-ordered, everything ready to go. Yeah. So all right, cool little.
Tell me your thoughts through this process.
I'm going to tell you my little story real quick. Okay, so I got the Switch at launch. I waited in line. Whatever, it was awesome. It was great. Yeah, I love it. Favorite console, all the good stuff. Yeah. So I have twin little boys that are 8, and then I have another little boy that's 4. They also love video games. Imagine that, right?
Yeah.
So over the last year, my dear sweet wife, we've convinced her to buy 2 additional Switches, one for each of the twins. So we have the 3 Switches in the house, and then my little boy Luke doesn't have one. And so obviously I'm like, I got to get one for Luke. And Luke saw these Switch Lites, and I showed him, and he's like, dude, I want that yellow one. And I'm like, that's perfect for the little guy. Get him a little Switch Lite. I don't know. Maybe I'm a bad parent. I maybe shouldn't get all these consoles for the kids, but it sure is fun to play. Anyways, the day the Switch Lite came out, I was like getting ready to go out the door, go to work, all that stuff. And I was like getting in like a couple extra games that I was going to trade in at GameStop to get it. I know we make fun of GameStop, but I was going to trade in. And my wife's like, what you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm just trading in the stuff. Going to go get a Switch Lite. And she's like, the hell you are. I was like, oh, what? Because usually she's so supportive about my dumb video game addiction. And she's like, no, you are not. And I'm like, no, but I already have it pre-ordered. Like, I'm good. She's like, no. She's like, you're going to bring that thing home and in front of your little kid that doesn't have one and play the brand new thing and tell him that he can't play it? And I'm like, oh, shoot. Yeah. And anyways, so Father of the Year award goes to me right there.
Nice.
Yeah. So anyways, I decided not to. I canceled the pre-order, all that good stuff. We're going to get a Switch Lite for my little boy come his birthday in November, but I don't think I'm going to pull the trigger anymore. I think she talked me off the ledge.
There you go. So, dude, but I'm also there with you. I'm on that freaking ledge and I'm like, I don't need this.
It's so pretty though.
It is so pretty. It's like, you just look at it and you're like, I need a handheld. And then I'm like, Devin, you hate handhelds except for the Switch. And then you're like, okay, maybe I do need it. And then I just keeps going through my head. And then I'm like, hold on a sec. I have a console that is a handheld and it is the Switch.
So
I know, right? It's such a joke.
Isn't that stupid? I was explaining to my wife. I was like, all right. She's like, why do you need 2 Switches? I'm like, well, one's my home Switch and one's my on-the-go Switch, my portable Switch. Yes. And she looks at me. She's like, your current Switch is a portable Switch. And I'm like, I didn't even know how to respond. I was just like,
there's no good answer.
Right.
There is no good answer. Nintendo has gotten us, man, by the cojones. They know. They're just like,
they know what I want. They know I want that turquoise Switch.
Like these freaking Nintendo nerds, man. They're just going to do it. They don't care. They're just going to grab this crap. They're just going to buy the next system. And I'm like, yes, I am, because I'm dumb. Because it doesn't make any sense.
Anyway. I'm with you. Anyways, I'm glad that I didn't pull the trigger. To be honest, though, they look amazing. Like, and the plastic on it looks like it just feels solid and sturdy. And
I hear it's light, which I mean is in the name, but I hear it's lighter. I also, it just, the form factor feels nice. And like when I go places like on flights and stuff, I kind of hate bringing my Switch because I feel like it's too much money.
Sure.
Like I feel like I'm going to like I have to worry about it, if that makes sense. Like if you bring something that's a little more pricey, you're like, oh, I have to worry about if someone's going to take it or blah, blah, blah. Anyway.
Right.
for the Lite, for some reason in my head, I'm like, oh, but again, I'm making excuses because I'm sure the Switch is, it's like only $100 difference.
Exactly.
And
And
probably
to be
people
honest,
would focus
it's
on Lite more.
the size isn't that much different.
Oh,
The other thing is too is I feel like for the $100 discount, you're giving up a lot. Like you're
what?
giving up so
Yes.
many features,
It's
and
ridiculous. You're losing Rumble. Losing the wacky Joy-Con. Well, and just the fact that you can like split off controllers and play with
sure,
your friends, which is actually something I do a lot. Like I have just 2 controns, but I use it as
I thought you were going to
4.
say you don't have many friends, but it's
No.
cool. No, go
Well,
ahead.
that's also true. Just myself. No.
There you go.
That's there's I just have the split. It's nice to have the split thing, especially for indie games. Like having those crappy little cramped hands is fine for the indie
Mhm.
multiplayer games. But like, uh, I don't know, man. I got lost in the weeds. I
Yeah.
lost my train of thought. What am I
No,
talking about?
well, here, I'll pick up because, like,
Yeah.
you lose docking. You lose the
Yes, that's what
Switch
we were talking about.
capability of the Switch. Like, dude,
Joke.
for me, like, the thing is, like, I'm like, I primarily play handheld anyways. Like,
Yeah.
that's my justification for the Lite. So I was like,
Yeah.
did I only play it primarily portable? But then just the other day, I started Dragon Quest 11,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and I've been docking that just because it looks real pretty. And
Yeah.
I was just like, shoot, if I was rocking a Switch Lite right now, I wouldn't be able to do this. And
Yeah.
there's also those moments that we've docked it and then we all play on one Switch, like everybody in my
Yeah.
family,
Yeah.
or, so I feel like you're giving up a lot for
A
that
lot.
$100. I don't
Yeah.
think it's worth it, but I
It's
think
not
it
worth the
is.
$100 price at all. No.
No,
Yeah.
but I think it's right for certain
For
people that
yeah,
want a
families like
easier
you
entry
guys.
into the Switch
Yeah.
ecosystem.
Yeah, I think it's for families that have, that don't want to pay for another Switch and they have them. And also, yeah, like people that just play portably, that just came from the 3DS that has no games anymore.
Yeah.
Like this is for you. And that's
Yep.
it. It's for Japan. I mean, so let's talk about the numbers. Like, yes, it didn't sell 300,000 consoles, but it is a strange time to be like, oh, now it's going to sell 300,000 randomly,
Yeah. I
and I
mean, I
don't,
know portable's more popular,
yeah,
in that market, but
yeah.
it is interesting that I don't know.
It seems like a high bar to me, 300,000 consoles right away. But
Sure.
I don't know. But for me, like
I think we're gonna see it do
150,000.
pretty well during the holidays though, to
Yeah, that's
be
my thing. I
honest.
think it's going to be a holiday system seller. Like
Yeah, I think so too.
I expect. So, do you expect that the Switch Lite will sell more than the original Switch when we come to the holiday season? What are your thoughts on
I
that?
think maybe this year, yes, and,
Okay.
there's one reason why I say this is because Pokemon, Sword
Yeah.
and Shield is coming
Yes.
out,
Yep, you're
and that
right.
has always been a portable handheld, game for the most
Yeah.
part,
Yeah. You're
and
right.
I think we're gonna have a lot of people that had 3DSs, they purely play Pokemon games, and they're
Mhm.
like, "I wanna play the new one, I gotta get the new handheld, the new
Yep.
system," whatever it is, and I
Yep.
think them seeing a $200 machine as opposed to a 300, I think it's gonna sell like crazy.
Yeah. I think you're right.
I'm trying to convince a coworker to play the new Pokemon game when it
Yeah.
comes out, and he
Yeah.
doesn't have a Switch. I think it would be an easier sell for him to
Yeah.
be like, "Oh, the Switch Lite, a little
Yeah.
bit cheaper." So
Yeah, nope. I think, yeah, I totally agree. I think right now, yes, sells whatever. I think eventually this might be one of the higher sellers, and I don't know if it'll beat out the whole thing. And I bet there will be like even a Switch Pro possibly and other things like that. So who knows who will end up on top? But as a whole, this is a good system for Nintendo. Like it's going to help sell more systems. Like it already has. Like on the forecast on the Japan, like I think the original was like 65,000 and the Switch they got 150,000. That's an extra 150,000
yeah,
consoles that
like
Nintendo
that's
wouldn't have sold. And they don't care. They're just
right,
making money, dude. Like
dude, and
Nintendo doesn't sell at a loss. They always sell with
exactly.
gain. So it's like, give me a break, man.
No,
It's
I
nothing to
think
worry
I
about too
think
much.
it's just fine. I don't think they should worry at all about it
Yeah.
not selling like crazy right off the bat.
Yeah.
The holiday, I think everybody's going to be quite surprised. I don't even know if it's a surprise, but it's
Yeah.
going to sell like crazy because Pokemon will move consoles.
Yeah. And there's not a lot of competition as far as Xbox and PlayStation this year. I mean, like we got nothing. We got Death Stranding.
With their
And
BBs.
boy, howdy, I'll tell you what, that's going to be a weird one. Anyways, we won't get into that tangent,
No.
but it's going to be a weird one.
Oh boy.
Story number 4. Let's just go through this quick. It's just a random thing. The new Brain Age game is coming to the Switch.
Okay.
It showed a commercial in Japan that shows that they use the IR camera, so they're using their hands in front of it, doing like math games, stuff like that. Touchpad. You also like hold the Switch like a
Yeah, you
vertically,
hold it like sideways. Yeah,
sideways, yeah. And then
in portrait.
yeah, portrait mode. There you go. That's the mode. My phone doesn't do that. Fan. So, are you a fan of Brain Age? I mean, it's like a super old game.
I knew it was super
Yeah.
popular, like on the DS when it
Super
first
popular,
came out.
apparently. Yeah.
I could care less. I don't know if maybe I'm just like
Maybe we're one of the domes.
yeah, I don't know. So
Yeah.
it's one of those things that I'm not super excited about. I'm excited for people that love that franchise and to see it come back. Like I get amped about other people being excited about things. So hey, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But
That's
for
kind of
me,
where
I'm good.
That's kind of where I'm at on that one. I'm like, yeah, I think it's cool, but yeah. Basically, so the fan question on this one is from Sam and Damon from IGN. Will Brain Age be able to hold up to the era where there are several apps on your phone that serve the same basic function as Brain Age? Is it a relic of its time, essentially?
You know, that honestly I haven't really thought about. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's an interesting way to look at it, because now, like when the DS was out, like there was phones and there was feature phones and like Palm Pilots and stuff like that, but that was like a different time. Now we have these phones that can do essentially all the same things. I don't know if it's gonna do super well.
Yeah, me either. I don't know if it'll hit the heights, because I think it was like the 5th best-selling game on DS or something.
It was crazy.
Yeah, so I don't think it's gonna hit that. It's definitely, I wouldn't assume it'd be the 5th highest on the Switch, unless like all the fans are coming like out of nowhere. But like I don't know who bought the game in general. Like I don't know who the fans were in the first place.
When I used to work at Best Buy, I even remember times when like old grandmas would come in to buy a DS or a 3DS or something to play whatever Brain Age game.
Okay, so
there was even like a specific Brain Age bundle for like the XL, the DS XL or whatever. And I was shocked at how many older people were coming in and buying that, and I was like, what the freak? I'm like, who's telling you about this? But so I don't know, but I don't think it has maybe the same level of like excitement around it.
No, it doesn't seem like it. And then the only commercial we have now is Japanese, so I don't know if they're ever thinking that it's going to be an American audience thing. I have no idea. And of course, they got a stylus again. What's up with everyone getting styluses?
Give me that stylus.
Where's our Nintendo stylus over here in the US?
I know, for the Mario Maker game and all that stuff.
And Brain Age is going to screw us too, man. Frick.
So let me tell you this cool secret, Devin. On Amazon, there's
no, don't talk to me about this.
Okay.
No. I want a Nintendo one with the little cute Marios on it, Trev.
I'll put the stickers on. I'll sell it to you, dude. How much? $40? You got it.
$40. Yeah, I'll pay. You know how I was ready to buy a Switch Lite. I have a portable already. It's called the Switch.
I'm going to start mailing out like advertisements to you.
You should. I think we could make a business, dude. Just start making our own custom Nintendo styluses. Just put some cute stickers.
Let's go do that.
This doesn't go. If this doesn't go well. All right, that's all the news. We did it.
Hey, dude, we made it through. Wow.
We did the news.
That first part of the news, I forgot we were even in the news because of the breakdown on the games, for like our top 5.
Our top 5, yep.
I don't know why I love doing top.
Dude, top lists are always fun. They're always good times. Oh man,
so good.
Okay, so we'll do a few other things because we'll try to make it an hour long. We're over an hour now. We're excited and all. So countdown to Halloween, right? It's October 1st. I figure we'll do a little countdown each week. We're gonna do a little what we suggest is a spooky game that you should go check out for the week.
Nice. Okay.
This week, I don't know. What are we feeling? What's your favorite scary game?
So little secret, I am afraid of scary games.
Do you have any scary games that you like?
I used to love scary games. I don't know if it's just because like I'm an old man now. I'm 33 and I'm like, I don't know. They scare the crap out of me. So I'm gonna say, since it came out, within the last month or so or whatever, and we
Yeah.
talked about it earlier, Resident Evil 4
Okay.
for
Yeah.
the Switch, because it
Yeah.
is something that is a little bit more relevant and new.
Yeah.
For me, that would be a recommendation to play just because it's so fun. And there's moments of like jump scares and all that stuff, but it's not overtly scary to the point
Yeah.
where I want to pee.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I think with Resident Evil 4, let's go with that one for this week. I think that's a good one. It's definitely going to be on the list, especially out of all the Nintendo horror games. This is one of the best ones I think you'll play. And if you haven't played a Resident Evil game at all, this is a good one to start off. And then go play Resident Evil 2, because that game, the remake,
The
which is really
remake on like PS4 and stuff, right?
yeah, so
Dude, I've
good.
heard that
So
looks.
good.
Oh
Good.
shoot,
Yeah.
I want to try it. It just might be a little too much for me.
It
I
is
know that
scary,
you and your
but I think
family
you'll
are
definitely get
super
through
into
it.
Halloween,
Yes. Yeah. My
and so
family, yeah. My
I'm
sister
stoked to
especially,
hear
but
your opinions. Yeah, I'm stoked to see what games like you bring to the table, because
yeah. We'll
when
mix
it
it up.
comes to light and fluffy and happy go lucky, I'm your boy.
Yeah.
When it's scary, I'm a straight up sissy, dude.
No, I'm down for Resident Evil. That's a good pick. We'll start with that one. So let's do a couple random fan questions. Let's see. I am player one asks, is it just me, or did September seem like a particularly busy time for Switch owners? Final Fantasy VIII Remastered, Divinity Original Sin 2, Daemon X Machina, Link's Awakening, Nino Kuni, Dragon Quest XI, Ori and the Blind Forest, not to mention Astral Chain was only a week before the month started. What do you guys do when months like these come? Buy everything or play everything, pick and choose? Also, why does Nintendo let this happen? Why not spread the love?
That's honestly, I was asking that same question to myself earlier. I was like, there are way too many games.
Yes, this month is it's hard. It's hard to be a gamer these days. Like when I was a
Dude,
kid,
and
I
not get
felt
the
like
games
it
for
was so much
free.
easier. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Well, as
like,
a kid, you'd get like the handful of like your birthday video game and your
yeah.
Christmas video game, and then
Yep.
you're like, cool, these are my
That's
games, you
all you
know?
could do. That's true. That's true. You only had 2 games and that was it. But nowadays, it's like you can choose to buy these, but they're all like roughly $60. I guess Ori's like 20.
Sure.
But like, and no one really probably should play Daemon X Machina, no offense. That demo sucked.
Yeah, I was not impressed.
But
But you know, it is impressive that Nintendo is putting out so many different games, and I
yes,
I
yes,
think it feels like almost oversaturated. But the thing
yeah,
is, if you look at it, like a lot of these games are in different categories, they're in
yeah,
different,
they're
you
all
know, so
pretty
like
different.
if you're into video games, like holy cow, this is the
Yeah,
time to freaking be into video games, because if you are an RPG dude or an action
yeah,
dude or a dudette or
yeah.
whatever, like there's a game for you, which is so cool.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is that I think a lot of people aren't like hardcore gamers where they don't care about genre, but there are people that just follow one genre. Like they're just first person
Sure.
shooter guys and that's it, or sports guys or RPG people and that's it. Like that's all they follow. And so like you're right, when the Nintendo has all these several different genres coming all at once, not so much hard, like not a hard pill to swallow, I guess, for some people. But when I'm
No.
seeing all these and I'm like, dude, I've never played Ni no Kuni. I really want to play it. It looks amazing. Like I want to try Dragon Quest 11. First, I guess I need to try the demo, but it looks amazing as well. Like
Yeah.
Link's Awakening is really good. Or in
Yeah.
the Blind Forest, I've never played it,
Oh
but
my
I
gosh, that
want to
one's
play it on the Switch, you know? I've been holding
Mwah!
out there. Yeah, yeah. Astral Chain has been on my list for a month, but I waited for Link's Awakening. So I'm in the same same
Hey, you
boat.
use bait when you are on a boat.
Yeah, you sure
Fishing.
do. Yep, thanks,
Oh,
Trev.
that's cool. Yeah.
I'm a fisherman out here, fishing for words.
Games.
So yeah, like I'm in the same boat. I understand. It's just I don't know what to tell you. And I don't know why Nintendo like decides like I don't know if Nintendo's like tells people, "Hey, maybe you should get out of September because we have like 20 games in September. Maybe just move to October because all we have is Luigi's Mansion." But obviously not. Like obviously
No,
there's something there.
I don't
Maybe
think
like
they
no one,
care.
yeah,
I
or
think
maybe
they're
no one
just like,
knows.
throw it out, do your
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
I don't know, because like it seems like it's been this way for a long time. Like we say specifically, September has had a
yeah,
crazy amount of games, and I agree. Like it is a lot and a lot of really cool, high profile games, but it
yeah,
does seem like each. I don't know, each month there's just so many. So my kind of go-to is I'll pick like my one I'm leaning towards that I really want to see and then or play. And
Yeah.
then honestly, if you wait, games
Yeah.
nowadays go on sale so cheap
Oh, I
anyways,
know.
like what
Yeah.
like a month later.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah.
pick the one that you want to go with and enjoy it, be stoked and excited about it,
Yeah.
and just wait till the other ones go on sale to pick up later.
Yeah, for me, it's like go Nintendo first. That way, because those don't usually go on sale. They have been doing better actually on the eShop, but usually they don't go on sale. But like the third party guys, those guys are always going on sale. It's a lot nicer for the Sony guys and the Xbox guys. They get a lot more deals, I feel like, but we're getting there. I think Nintendo's getting to a good place. And that's actually how I do stuff too. I'm like, buy the ones I like. I will see you, Dragon Quest, when you are $30 or something like
Yes,
that. You know what I mean?
I'll see on the
So
flippity flop.
exactly. So hopefully that helps you. And for me, I just don't think Nintendo actually. Obviously, Nintendo's not telling the publishers because I wouldn't think the publishers or the developers would be like, yeah, let's do it all at once. I mean, they obviously know September is a busy month, and maybe that's a thing. Maybe they have some kind of information we don't have where sales are better during September, but who knows? Something is happening there. The waters
Yep.
aren't fine, but they are fine for us. Fine
No,
for us.
fantastic. I love it.
Yeah.
I'll
Uh,
give us options. I dig it.
yeah, dude. Jimblery Shrimbus don't know, asks,
That
what
is a
game,
name.
that is a name. What games are you surprised aren't on the Switch?
I think we said earlier, I think Persona, the new Persona 5, I like I'm surprised it's not on Switch, but also not because I know that there's some kind of deal with PlayStation and Sony, but I want to see that game. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, yeah. I'm surprised so on this also, someone mentioned should Call of Duty come to the Switch given we just got a mobile version of it? I'm surprised we haven't seen much from Activision as well.
You know, that's a good point. Like we've hardly seen anything from Activision,
Oh,
and
no.
Call of Duty being so popular, like I get that they probably don't want to do like a Switch specific one.
Yeah, but why not like when you're putting out remasters of 4, like Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, why not just put it on the Switch? It's already a 360 game. Switch could totally run it. And there's probably several other game like Assassin's Creeds are coming out on the Switch, like old ones. I could see even porting those back. And back in the day, like the Wii got so popular, eventually Activision just made Call of Duty games for them. You know, they
Yeah,
weren't great, but they were there.
that's a
And
good point. They were
I
on
feel like
they
they do
had their
better.
specific ones on like the Wii and stuff. So you're right.
Yeah. So I
So
don't know.
I think
Pretty strange.
I would love to see one. I do feel like the joysticks don't work super well for first person shooters because
Yeah,
they don't have
that's
a lot of
my
travel and whatnot.
yeah. I think the if you ever do a first person shooter, you need the motion controls on them. That's the only way that makes it playable.
Yeah, the gyro controls, right? Where
Yeah.
you can kind of fine tune your aiming.
Yeah, because that does play nice. It's just, when I play Doom and those things, man, it is really hard with that short travel distance to actually get going. I did it
Right.
eventually, but yeah, it's a learning curve for sure. Other ones I can think of, I don't know. I'm surprised
That,
Witcher 3 is even coming. Is insane to me. Yeah,
no,
it's
that
amazing.
does seem
It's pretty
crazy.
impressive. I think we're going to get to a point though that we're kind of running out of. I mean, especially since new generations are coming, we're going to get to a point where we're not going to see many things. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
just
bat.
because
Yeah,
I think we're running out of, or I think as other consoles are progressing and whatnot, like
yeah,
it's going to be harder and harder to port those games to this,
yeah,
mobile
yeah.
platform
Mobile. Yeah,
essentially. So
exactly.
I think that there will be a time that those slow down to a point.
Yeah,
We'll see. I love that the bring everything to Switch,
yes. Hey, dude. Yeah,
motto is
I'm
out
on
there right
board.
now. But
Yeah, I'm on board. I'm excited for Overwatch, seeing all those. I just
Mhm.
I don't know. I think everything that I expect to come to Switch is actually there. Just Activision is really weird to me. I think EA could probably do a little better than FIFA and
Yeah,
a poor version of FIFA. Uh,
I know, right?
it's like, come on, give them something. Anyways, yeah. One last question. Do you think Kirby could work in a 3D game?
You know what?
Uh,
I Yes. with
Yeah,
the question mark?
I'm pretty sure he could. I
My
think
voice go any higher?
I don't see why not. I don't know what game you would make. I think you can make like a
Like a 3D platformer or
yeah,
like oh, it's a
yeah,
3D cover-based shooter a la
yeah.
Gears of War.
Ooh, yes, yes. And
Kirby gets real hardcore.
he's just got a star gun and he's ready to go. Yeah,
When
I
he
don't
sucks
know.
people in, it's more of like it's like one of those like wood chippers
Yeah,
instead, and just
he just
pulling their
has teeth
bodies.
and it's just
No, like honestly, I love the Kirby games. I think that
yeah,
they're charming. They're easy.
yeah.
I They're platformers, side scrollers for me. I think a 3D one would be kind of weird. I
Yeah.
don't know. That seems wrong.
All I can see is it being a collectathon, like just
Yeah,
similar to
like Banjo
any of the
Kazooie,
Mario's or
Mario.
yeah, or Banjo Kazooie, definitely. Just
Yeah,
because, yeah, like and just not a tough platformer, just kind of some platforming and just like a Kirby game is now. I don't see why it wouldn't be. I don't
I
know why they
agree.
haven't done it. Actually, it's pretty impressive. All right,
I know.
yeah, they've done everything. They've done cute art styles though. They got a lot of good art styles. That game.
Yes, they've covered all of the arts and craft genre.
They got that one down. Him and
Yes.
Yoshi, man, they're just doing it.
I know, man. Like they need to create a school of fine arts,
Yeah, they're a big fan of knitting and grandmas.
which
Game,
we know I am.
yes, yes. So games to check out this week. Thanks for your questions, everybody. Again, thanks for sending them at Reddit and other places. I found them, and I'm very, very glad you sent them. Games to check out this week: Dragon Quest XI got an 89 on Metacritic. Trev, you're playing it right now. Would you recommend?
100%. Like I am only maybe like 8 hours into it. I am in love with this game. It is fantastic. The music, the art style, the gameplay, it like harkens back to a different era of RPG, that JRPG style. Like I love this game. I can't stop thinking about it. Honestly, after this, I'm probably gonna go play some of that.
Is it too old? Like if I'm not into the old school RPGs, is it too old? Like is it the mechanics too old that I want to enjoy it? Does that
I
make
don't,
sense?
do you like picking like Final Fantasy style, like pick, fight and pick the attack and who you're attacking? And
I don't know if I do. I'm more like akin to like Persona style where it's like quicker and like faster and
so it is
like,
definitely quicker. It's not as
okay.
slow. And it has a cool thing where you can go in and manually tell each character, okay, fight this dude, do this attack, do this
Okay.
ability. But then they have these like, crap, what do they call them? Like, they're like these pre-loaded out where you say like, hey, you are more of a healer, you're
Oh,
gonna go guns blazing
so
or
it's
whatever,
kinda like
and
Persona.
then it automates it and speeds it up a lot quicker.
Okay. So maybe I would like it. Yeah. If you don't know, yeah, man, just grab that demo. It's like 10 hours long.
Well, that's the thing, and your save progress carries
Yeah.
over too.
Just check it out. So I think I'm going to beat Zelda and I think I'm going to run into that. I'm getting close to the end of Link's Awakening. So I think
Nice,
I'll do
very
that
cool.
demo next. Ori and the Blind Forest came out, 88 on Metacritic. This is an Xbox exclusive, or used to be. And
Used to be, and it was one of my favorite Xbox exclusive games, even though there aren't very many.
there is
But
three,
it is.
and two of them are bad. No. So yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm gonna give this a go for sure. It's on my list and has been. And actually I've been just holding out for it. Just
Nice.
because I know Game Pass has it and I can just do it anytime.
Sure, yeah.
But
If you have Game Pass, then maybe not pick it up on
maybe
Switch. You know what I
not.
mean?
Yeah, but I'm such a portable guy with the indie games. Like indie games feel right and portable, so I just go for it. So I'm gonna go portable on that bad boy. I'm getting some Ori. I think the art style is beautiful. Looks like it's just a classic platform action stuff. So Sniper Elite 3 has a 73 on Metacritic. Have you played Sniper Elite games at all?
No,
Yeah.
those aren't for me. So I've tried them, yes,
Oh,
and
okay.
I don't like them.
Don't like them?
They just seem kind of like B tier game, like
Okay.
I don't know, it's like budget, I guess.
Yeah, gotcha. Is it
No one's
fast
got time
action
for that.
or is it like a guy just posted up and just kind of like taking down dudes kind of thing?
So there's those moments, but then you do run around,
Run
shoot
around.
dudes,
Okay.
that kind of normal thing. But
Gotcha.
for me, I don't know. It's just never felt super polished. So
Gotcha.
if I'm gonna spend my time doing that, I'm gonna wait. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a pass, y'all. God, it's a pass. 73 my butt. It's a 42. uh,
According to
uh,
them.
no. According to you, man.
Okay, you're right.
I didn't say a thing. Uh, let's see. And I think that's it. Yeah. Oh, and just catch up with all the September games you missed, or October, or yeah, or anything else. August. That's the other month. Any of those games you missed, go grab them. They all got pretty decent reviews. Most of them. I think Damon
Absolutely.
Ex Machina was the only one that kind of missed
Kind
it.
of flubbed a little bit.
Yeah, but whatever. I
Yeah.
think we mostly knew. Let's end on a positive note, man. Each one of us is going to suggest a thing, Nintendo or otherwise, that is uplifting, positive, something that we think you guys should be like have the know in. So, what you got, Trev? Anything?
For me, so I know it's not necessarily 100% Nintendo, but one thing that I want to like share is go check out a band called Anamanaguchi.
Yes.
So they are an amazing, it's like a weird cross between like chiptune with punk rock with a little bit of pop. Like they are fantastic. And so I know it's not necessarily Nintendo related, but they have them bleeps and bloops. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they do.
So
it's very good. And I think we'll try to put one of their songs in this, maybe Howard Hughes or something in this podcast.
Absolutely. That would be fantastic.
Yeah. It's so good. It is really good.
Listen to their album. I think one of my favorites is Endless Fantasy is probably one of my top favorite. But yeah, they have a whole bunch of albums. They've been around for quite a while. I would highly recommend go checking them out. They will fill your ear holes with joy.
Yeah, dude, it's really good. What else was I going to... Oh, I was going to say something else. Nah, whatever.
What's yours, Dev?
Let's see. I'm going to say... I don't know. I'm really excited to see that Marvel and Sony got together and Spider-Man's chilling together with some Marvel action. So we get to see a third Spider-Man movie. That's pretty exciting for me.
That is exciting.
So it's not going to be awkward, and there's not going to be like the same actor, but no MCU crap in there. So as far as movies go, that's pretty exciting to me. Although they are probably just using us fans as like bait, but maybe that's not positive. That's negative. I'm ending on a negative note.
Like shoot, Dev.
I screwed this whole thing. Hold on. Have you ever played the game King of Tokyo? It's pretty good. You guys should play the board game King of Tokyo. You play as monsters, and you're trying to attack Tokyo, and you're rolling dice to hit each other. It's a really fun time. King of Tokyo. Go check it out at your local board game store. You can rent sometimes at those places. Go give it a rent, give it a buy. That's it. Trev, we did it. We did our first show.
Dude. That is awesome, man. That's been super fun. Honestly, if anything, it's been fun just visiting with you, talking games. Dude, I remember back in the day, you and I hanging out in Delta with our grandparents over summer or whatever, and just talking about games like crazy. Yeah, man. And honestly, this has reminded me a lot of that. So this has been awesome.
Yeah, it's super good. It's like memory vibes all around. It's beautiful. Loving it. It's so nice.
You listeners get to join in on that. You're not part of this awesome memory.
Yeah. So if you guys like us, rate us, comment, and subscribe on iTunes and Spotify. Will be there. I don't know what you do with Spotify. I don't know if I know you subscribe, but I don't know
if you follow. I think you subscribe, follow. Yeah, it's one of the two.
I think it's a follow. Yeah, follow us there. We'll probably do a YouTube channel there also, just with our name. Thanks, and then we'll get an email address also, so we can actually get your guys' real questions in. We're working all out the kinks and all the good stuff, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you enjoyed this as a podcast. Let us know what we can do better. And from both of us, Trevor and myself, thanks for listening to The Nintendo Show. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.